Well, hello everybody and good evening. It's so fun to see you guys all joining here live on our Zoom class. Tonight's class is going to be very fun. I'm really excited to share this with you because as a person who loves essential oils, how about you guys? Anybody else here love essential oils? It's really hard when I hear people say things like, "Oh, I bought it, but it's just sitting there." Or I don't even know where it is because I know I had a reason to purchase it, but I don't know where I've put it. So one of the things that we want to talk about tonight, and as we are going through some of these different essential oils and products that people had asked what to do with, how to use them, where do I put them? And I would love for you guys to take notes or whatever. At the end of class, we're going to open it up for your questions, and hopefully we've got some really great answers. As you know, if you've been here with us for very long, we have all of these classes recorded. They are uploaded to our YouTube channel, so I would love for you guys to share that with people that you know want to learn more and empower themselves to know what to do with what they've got. So let's see. Let's start discovering where we are going to get started. I do have a couple of just basic things that I want to review as we are getting started here tonight. That a lot of times people will say, "Oh yeah, essential oils, they're all the same," and I want to just be here first, witness to you to tell you that in a business that I've had for nearly 30 years. I thought the same before I got educated and really discovered the difference between doTERRA's essential oils and most every other essential oil that's on the market. I had been searching high and low for high quality, great products that I could rely on, and not only rely on, but recommend to my friends and family in being able to use them to get the best benefits. Now, doTERRA is different in the fact that most essential oils can be labeled 100% pure essential oil, and all it needs to have is 6% of the pure essential oil in the bottle, and they can add anything else to the bottle without having to disclaim any of it on the label at all. The only things that you need to really watch for on something like that is when you go to your cupboard or your purse and you pull out your essential oil, roll it around to the back side and you'll see things that might stand out, like only for topical or do not ingest, call poison control. These are real legitimate things that they are printing on the sides of the bottles, but we don't really pay attention because we trust that what they say on the label, 100% pure, is true. Now with doTERRA, you can always count on us to have no fillers, no synthetics, and no dilution. Now, the only time we will add something like fractionated coconut oil, which is my favorite carrier, to an oil is because less is more. You don't need a whole lot of essential oil, but yet you might have a large area of surface to cover. So that's when we will add a coconut oil or some kind of really great carrier. Now, our essential oils come from plants, seeds, the roots, and in nature, they have so many things that we can just rely on for our everyday health and happiness, and everything from digestion to sleep. And you can't chemically recreate or duplicate those things. doTERRA is a product that can be used all three ways: topical, aromatic, and internal. You'll notice that each bottle has CPTG, which shows that it has had at least 54 different tests on it along the way. So they don't just test it at the beginning and then take the risk of putting it into a bottle that could have been contaminated with soap residue or something else. They test it all the way along till the time when you crack open that bottle, you can trust that it is what it says it is. Now here's a really great screen. If you guys are new here or watching the replay for the very first time, take a screenshot of this and spend a little time kind of going through each one and kind of reviewing. What I love about doTERRA is we get our essential oils from the place that they are grown in their natural origin. That not only helps them be more potent, but it also helps us to be able to rely on having something that's consistently the same every single time. Another question people always say is, gosh, they're so expensive. You guys, I actually love this question because for me, when you look at how many uses you can get in one 15 ml bottle, there are 250 drops. When you take each one of those drops and you see how far it can be used and how many different ways you can use it, you'll find, like me, that it is just incredible that they aren't more. Okay, like I mentioned just briefly, you can use them aromatic, topical, and internal. This is just a real quick graphic that reminds us that aromatic is anytime you would put them in, say, a diffuser. And when I love to diffuse because when I do that, everyone in the area is getting the benefit of the essential oil. But I can also at any moment take an essential oil, drop it into the palm of my hands, rub my hands together, and instantly find relief by taking 2 or 3 deep breaths from the palms of my hands. Now you can also add them to diffuser jewelry and all kinds of different ways. It is definitely one of my ways that I love to use essential oils to get the maximum benefit for emotional purposes. Now you can use them topically. What I love about this is I can put it anywhere on my body that is sending that message out. Rescue, rescue, wait, something's going on. Instead of taking a capsule or something or needing to go to the doctor to have some kind of something done, I can simply take the essential oil, find out where is the best place and which oil is best for that purpose and apply it topically. So if it's something going on with my ankle, I can, find out, gosh, is it lemongrass or marjoram or deep blue? And I can put it directly on the ankle and I can very quickly get results. Now, internally is one of my favorite ways, you guys. If you've been here the last couple of weeks, we have really talked a lot about ways that we can take them and ingest them. It's not only safe to take them internally, it's many times recommended. I love to use them in capsules. I will also take them and I'll put them directly underneath my tongue so that it gets into my bloodstream instantly. There are a lot of times when I will add them to my beverage or my water, or there's so many different ways that we can use essential oils to get that boost of flavor that we love, but it also has a lot of other benefits. So when you hear me say things like, gosh, add a drop of lemon to your water, there's a reason. Any citrus oil that you add into your water or cocktail or mocktail, hot tea, coffee, you name it, has an extra benefit besides the amazing boost of flavor. Now, if you guys ever have any questions about these, please reach out to the person who invited you here. Now, there is just this safety screen that I want to just go over really quick. Things that we want to teach about all essential oils is always avoid putting them directly in your eyes, in your ears, or up your nose. This tissue there is so sensitive that it can be very painful, or you're going to get more essential oil benefit than you actually need at a time. Now, we teach with so many things, you guys, less is more. So that means when you'll have 1 or 2 drops of essential oil, it's way more beneficial. I don't know if that's the right sentence, but it's more beneficial to use less essential oils, 1 or 2 drops, than having like 10 drops. So if you have a knee that is just really cranky and giving you all the signals that it is unhappy, instead of putting 10 or 15 drops of one of my favorites, Aroma Touch or Deep Blue, in the palm of your hands and putting it directly on the knee, you're going to get more benefit by using 1 or 2 drops and then waiting, adding a few more drops about 15-20 minutes later, and then kind of layering it on. Now with Deep Blue specifically, you can take that Deep Blue oil, put it onto the knee. Then you could follow it up with adding some of the Deep Blue stick over the top, which I love. It kind of seals that oil in so that it stays topical and goes deeper into your into the bones. And then also, if you wanted to go one step further, you could add our amazing Deep Blue rub. Now, I wait like 15-20 seconds between each one of those applications, and you'll too notice that you can get relief with less by just spreading it out more often. Okay, some of them are hot. So just like everything else, just like cutting into an onion or a jalapeno or grabbing fresh herbs out of your garden, those essential oils reside on the leaf of those plants. And they are 50 to 70 times more potent in the bottle because you're getting a pure ingredients instead of having any, like if you take oregano, for instance, and you grab it from your garden and you rub it in your hand, you're going to get that oregano oil on your hands. Now, what doTERRA does is when they steam distill it and get that oregano out of the leaf, then it becomes way more concentrated, and that is why you can use more of these oils more often. Now, dilution, you guys, my favorite things to do is to use doTERRA's fractionated coconut oil because it not only is lightweight, there is no fragrance, there is no fat, and it will not go rancid. So you can use this with confidence. I will add like 1 drop of, say, oregano, and I might put 5 or 6 drops of fractionated coconut oil, rub my hands together, and apply it to the bottoms of my feet. I can do that as often as I need to and still get really great results. Now, another one of doTERRA's dilution products that I love is our unscented lotion. When I first started with doTERRA, I'm like, what the heck? Why don't they have, 25 different flavors and scents of lotions with all of these essential oils? They have everything they need to create any of the fragrances that are out there. And it is because you can customize it to what you need right then. So you could take your unscented lotion and add a bunch of different things and, put them in different containers and stuff and have it already pre-made and ready to go. Or you could simply take your unscented lotion and add whatever essential oil it is you want for what you need. Maybe it's more sleep. Maybe it's where your body has a lot of bumps and stuff on it. Maybe it's something where you want to pick me up. So you can customize those essential oils with the dilution that you choose. The third one is our castor oil. You guys, if you've not tried our castor oil, put it on your list today. Like, make that one of your priorities. I have fallen in love with it. I put it on my skin, my face, my hair, all over. So we have lots of different educations on that. The last thing I want to recommend or just kind of highlight is any of our citrus oils can cause photosensitivity when you put them on. So if you have an essential oil that is citrus and you're getting ready to go outside and pull weeds or go boating or just watch your kids at a sporting event, make sure that those citrus oils are only applied where the sun doesn't shine. So you can put it on your body, your arms, and then wear a long sleeve shirt, no problem. But you don't want to put it across your chest or on your cheeks and then have that sun exposure. It could just make it a little uncomfortable for extra sun kissed. Okay. Oh, you guys, so we had a Q&A where we asked people what essential oils are sitting in the cupboard that you don't know what to do with, you don't know how to use them, where to use them. And so I'd like to thank Shelly. She said hinoki. Now, you guys, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about hinoki only because it's something that you can't purchase individually. There's been times when doTERRA will run special promotions where you can purchase it or get it as a special product or a thank you or something. But I do want to highlight that our hinoki is found in On Guard. Oh, nope, that's time. Never mind. Hinoki is found in Shinrin Yoku and Northern Escape. So as you're looking at the screen and you're going, oh my gosh, hinoki sounds amazing. So you guys, it is a wood from the berries of a pine, and every single drop helps us to feel more peace. It's really great for adding to any of your skincare regimens, especially if you want to have, if you have skin that is a little oily, you could add this to your lotion or your toner, and it's something that will really help with purifying and leaving the skin feeling really fresh and clean. It can also be used to help with respiratory symptoms. So if you've been using some different things, or you're going, I don't know which one would be better for me, you'll know that both in our Northern Escape and Shinrin Yoku, these are both essential oil blends that doTERRA has very mindfully put together to help ground us, to help us feel more at ease and in nature. Now, what we love is, you guys, if you just close your eyes for a second, and I want you to picture yourself in a forest filled with pine trees that are standing super, super tall, and the feeling that you feel in there is protected, that you are being, kind of like that umbrella effect of those trees are there to, no matter what comes at you, it is something that you can feel secure and safe. Now, it is the oil of natural harmony. It helps us in releasing feelings of, disappointment or discouragement. Maybe you've been doing some different things around and you just feel like, gosh, everything is just not working out for me. And so this is really great to help us to feel more self-assurance and self-respect. I want you to think of this oil when you want to calm something down, especially like mental clarity. So if you are lucky enough to have this essential oil in your storage or in your essential oil box, there's a really great blend that I love for just tranquil feelings and just being able to really make me feel loved and supported. And that is 3 drops of frankincense, the oil of trust, 2 drops of lavender, which is the oil of self-confident or self-confident speech. Helps us to calm everything down so that we can handle things, especially when life sometimes gets disruptive, right? And then 2 drops of hinoki. This one is a really great essential oil. It is available in other countries, so if you happen to know somebody who lives in Japan, this is something that they can still currently get. I was just going through my essential oil box before class, putting oils on, and hinoki was in there. I was like, oh my gosh, I love the way that it smells. I love the way that it helps to support us. Think of this oil also whenever you have some kind of like discomfort in your breathing, or maybe you find it a little stressful to breathe. Take those really big, deep breaths. Okay, if we have anyone here who, we're going to go to questions at the end, but I'd love for you guys, if when we get to the end of class, if you have a hinoki testimonial or story, I would love for you to share that with us. Okay, so let's see. Tammy had asked about thyme oil. You guys, a lot of times people will look at oregano and thyme. They're very powerful, very spicy herbs. They are both known to be a little bit warm in their delivery or the way that they feel. Now, thyme emotionally provides, it's the oil of releasing and forgiveness. Now, I remember I had a friend who had extremely stinky feet. No matter what she did, she would try to, wash her tennis shoes, and she would put bleach in them and all these different things. She's like, Haley, what do I do? So we did what we call a Zytoscan on her, and her number one essential oil that was recommended to help her body get supported was thyme. Well, when we started looking into the emotional benefit of it, it was she had been holding on to grudges for a very, very long time, and she was angry, and she just felt, obsessed almost with a relationship that had kind of gone sideways. And when she read that, she's like, oh gosh, I knew that this was something that was bothering me, but I had no idea of the effect it was having on me physically. So we were able to put thyme essential oil with some coconut oil on the bottoms of her feet. We made a little roller bottle for her. She would apply it every time she would take her shoes off or put her shoes on, and she was able to completely get rid of her stinky feet. So thyme is also an herb that's in your garden. It grows really easily in a lot of different places. It has so many benefits. One of the things that I know, if you are prone to bugs or flies or mosquitoes and things, thyme is something that you can take internally, which will then help to repel any of those little flying insects that might be bothering you when you're outside doing different activities and things. Now, you can also make it into a garden spray. You guys, what I love about our essential oils is they've got multiple different uses. This one not only helps with it's a powerful antioxidant, but it helps with boosting our immunity. Sometimes people will ask, and we have a thread in our VIP Facebook group where what's the difference? Like, when do you choose oregano versus thyme? For me, and for what I've learned about it, thyme is more effective in helping to support our respiratory system, where oregano helps more with body all the way through the entire body. Thyme will definitely target our lungs and our digestive health. You'll find this is also in the balm recipe, and this one was created about 2019, 2020 for a lot of stuff that people were struggling with, and it is a very effective essential oil. Now this one, you can also use it to cook. So you'll see down here on the bottom, you can use this aromatic, topical, or internal. A lot of times people will take a counter spray or something. We have an all-purpose cleaner that we have recommended, and we've been using it for a really long time. But if for some reason I have a gathering at my home where people are coughing, or somebody has been sick or something, then I will take my concentrated or my all-purpose cleaner, and I'll add a couple of drops of thyme to it. Now, here's a fun fact. Williams Sonoma, they have a signature blend, or a signature soap and scent, that is lemon and thyme oil. So if you're wanting to create that signature scent, I would go heavier on the lemon and a little bit of lime, because anytime you have a citrus, it's much more light and fruity and uplifting, where the herb oils are very heavy and very strong and potent. So little to a lot more. And this would be another really great reason to hold on to some of your empty 15 ml bottles once you've used them, is because you can simply peel off that label and you can make a little mini spray that could be on the go. You could use it on your kitchen. You could use it while you're traveling. All kinds of different ways. Now, oils that you can combine this with would be things like peppermint, cedar wood. I know that, and of course, you guys, there are so many things that we could talk about each one of these oils. Today, I'm just going to give you some of the highlights, but there's a really, really great hormone support roller if you go in and search our group, which has thyme, clary sage, and clary calm in it, which is really great for all kinds of people who have any kind of disruption in their hormones. What I love about these oils too is they come in and they help to balance. They don't make something go overactive or underactive. They just, their main target is to add balance. Okay, our next section is celery seed. So Sarah was the one who wrote in about celery seed. You guys, I remember when we first got this at convention, I just opened up the bottle and I smelled it. And I'm like, oh, this smells just like celery. And I happen to love celery. I love celery in different soups and different things. And so I just opened it up and I just dropped it on my tongue. You guys, I got to tell you, it was very potent and it was very bitter, and it has so many benefits. So you'll see up on the right-hand side here, we have essential oil protocols for if you know anyone who has esophagus issues. There's also one for urinary tract infection, and there's also one for stomach. Now, these would be symptoms of if you have, dietary, or your digestive system might feel, full of air or gas or something, and you just are having a really hard time processing through different things. Seems like every time you eat, you kind of feel that air in there. And so this is something that will help with that. We also have, when you combine celery seed with a spice oil like cinnamon, cassia, clove, ginger, or a citrus oil, it will help with the lining of your stomach. Now, I love this also because we can use them internally. So if you don't like the taste of celery, a couple of things that would be really easy for you to do is you can look in the mirror, lift your tongue up, watch the drop under your tongue, keep your tongue up, take your glass of water, and swish it back before you put your tongue down, and you won't taste the essential oil. That's a really great tip for any of the oils that you want to take internally and get those instant benefits, but you don't like those tastes. You could also add it into some chicken broth or bone broth, and just add it to some soup that you've made or something. I know a lot of people who will take celery seed and add it to a fruit smoothie, and it kind of disguises that flavor in there. It also is one of those that's you can use for topical use. You'll want to use it with a carrier oil, and you would just simply apply it over your stomach area. Now, I was doing some studying today, and I had heard multiple people say, I love putting it in my bath salts and doing a soak. You guys, if you're wanting to detox or cleanse, this is a great opportunity for you to do that. And I would put, if celery is not your ideal scent when you're taking a nice hot soak to relax, then maybe add, different things like lavender or like Air X or something that's a little bit more uplifting and light, and kind of disguise that smell. Now, it partners really, really good with things like black pepper. So, okay, I'm going to put a cocktail out there, is Bloody Marys. I know a lot of people who will make a large batch of Bloody Marys. So if you're doing a large batch, you could put 1 drop in that Bloody Mary mix, add your black pepper oil and different seasonings. But if you're only making it for one, then you would want to take a toothpick, put it in the insert into the orifice of the oil, then take it out and kind of swirl it through your juice or your Bloody Mary. Okay, so this one is the oil of conquer. Celery seed is really awesome. I have all of the books out with the emotions that we can go through if we need to. But if you are feeling aggravation, imbalance, lazy, sluggish, and just need to get that liver emotions going and feel more balanced, purified, realigned, then this would be that oil. Think of the oil of detox. So I'm just going to throw in there, love your liver. There's another really great recipe that we have in Good Vibes that's love your liver, and it has geranium, celery seed, I believe frankincense. I'd have to get the actual recipe out to get the rest of it. Another really great tip here is if you know somebody who has continuous urinary or kidney discomfort, you could combine the celery seed with juniper berry and take that internally. And you guys, when we're doing our capsules, I love getting doTERRA, just plain old veggie cap. It's made to hold the oils, and then it gets into the stomach area and it will open up and release those oils. What I love about making the capsules is you don't need to taste the oil. If you're only putting 1 or 2 drops of these in there, like 1 or 2 drops of celery seed, maybe 1 drop of juniper berry, you might even add a drop of geranium to that, or lemon, and then you could take and fill the rest of that capsule up with another carrier, whether it's like a olive oil or your oil of choice. I just use fractionated coconut oil, and then you can freeze them, and when you're ready to take them, you take them out of the freezer when you're getting ready to take it, and then you can just take it and it gives you all those benefits. Okay. Let's see, the next one is basil. So we had Cindy ask about basil, so thank you for this question. This is one of my favorite essential oils. You can find this essential oil in blends like Aroma Touch, Past Tense, Purify. It is definitely one that I go to when I feel fatigued or overwhelmed for any reason. It is really great for mental clarity. It helps with adrenal fatigue. So years ago, I had a friend who she's going, Haley, I'm always tired. Like I just have no get up and go. And yet I'm resting, and I feel like I'm getting good sleep. So we had done a scan for her again, like we did before. And the #1 oil was basil. So my recommendation to her was to put it directly over her adrenal area. And if you guys are ever wondering about where in the heck is that? Well, 2 things. Go to Google search and put where are my adrenals, show me a map, or also look for a reflex point, and I love the feet. So I had shown her a spot on the feet that would help with her adrenal. So she got up every morning and she would put that on, put her socks on, and that way she didn't have to smell it. She's a school teacher, so she was like, I don't want to have to smell like this, but she would do that, and it made a huge difference in the way that she had been able to face the day with, excited and ready, rather than feeling like she didn't have that extra mental clarity and focus. This is also one that you can find in some of our digestive supplements. I love it because if you have any kind of a bug bite or skin irritation that is caused from something, maybe you got exposed to, a cleaner or something, and it's really disrupted your skin, you could put basil right on it, and it really helps. Now, it is the oil of clarity. Like I said, I love it for so many reasons. When I smell it, it just makes me happy. It is something that I grow in my garden, but more for the looks because it also helps my tomato plants grow better and are stronger. But I love being able to use it in cooking throughout my household. This is one, you know, that I mentioned that it's in Aroma Touch. So I love taking it to my massage therapist when I'm getting ready to have a massage. It's amazing. Um, and so on here on the very bottom, it says you could also add it to your toothbrush or add a little bit into some water and use it as a mouthwash. So I love doTERRA's On Guard mouthwash. I think it's amazing, but sometimes, you know, it kind of tastes like Christmas to me, and I don't always want that Christmas. Sometimes during the seasons, I want something a little bit more fresh. So I've gotten in the habit of adding other essential oils. And the fun fact here is it takes 4 pounds of basil. Think about 4 pounds of basil to make one 15 ml bottle of essential oil. You guys know I told you when we were at the pennies per the dollar, right, or the pennies per the drop, is it's like how many plants would you need to make or grow to get the same effectiveness of one bottle of doTERRA? And I'm just going to say you don't have to worry about pesticides and chemicals or dogs or cats or anything else in your garden. So I love that. And so I hope that this is bringing some awareness and clarity to what are some of the things I can do with some of these different essential oils. Okay, now let's see. We had... Oh, Ellen J asked about blue tansy. You guys, blue tansy, if you've been around our team for very long at all, you know that about once a year we do a blue tansy / Melissa challenge. It's a 21-day challenge where we have people who are going, I don't know what to do with this oil or if I even need it. And blue tansy is one that it is the oil of inspired action. So you do need to just be aware that if you put a whole bunch of this on you before you get ready to go to bed at night, it may make you, you may be inspired to clean the closets instead. So this is a less is more oil for sure. It also comes in a 5 ml bottle, which has 85 drops. Anytime you have a small bottle, you know it has a big punch. So for sure, you're going to want to use less more often at that point. I love blue tansy for so many reasons. The question for her was, I think actually 2 people. There was another person who asked about blue tansy also, Shelly, I think. And so she's like, what do you do about the blue? So you guys, the blue color in blue tansy, it's from the German chamomile family. And when the flower, you can see the picture of the yellow flower right here, but when they start to process it, there is a part of it that goes as chamazolene, which turns blue. It is the reason that deep blue has that beautiful blue color. It's known to be very comforting and soothing to your skin. Blue tansy is also found in balance, and it has that light blue or kind of a deep blue color also. But it doesn't turn blue until you start to process it. It is one that can really add that uplifting mood feeling, positive atmosphere. I know that when I was using, the challenge was 1 drop of blue tansy on your big toe every morning. And there are days when I was like, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but it's like, okay, I'm not really inspired to do yard work today, but I know I have a project I need to get done. And I found that when I put that blue tansy on my big toe, I was out there doing the job and I was doing it until it was done. And I was happy about it. And so this really is amazing in the way that it helps to support us on just being able to get out there and cross off or check off those lists. It also has a very balancing effect. So the reason that it's in balance is for its calming of the skin. Something you may or may not know about balance is there's a lot of people who, like if you have a baby that has a rash on their bottom, balance is wonderful in calming that skin, and it's in due partly because of the blue tansy. It's also a very powerful antioxidant. Now, this one is something that you can use topical. It has, or you can use it, you could diffuse it. This is probably not one of the essential oils that I would put in my diffuser, only because it is a little bit more pennies for the drop. And I think you could get a much better value and much better effect by using it topical. I love making roller bottles with this. I personally make a skin glow serum where I take some yarrow palm, and now I've added castor oil. Then I take our blue tansy. I have immortelle and frankincense and a few other things that I put in there that I put on my skin every day. So the main question was, what about the blue? How long does it take to fade? Well, here on the slide, it says that it will fade within 30 minutes to 2 hours. I'm here to tell you that when I put it on my big toe, I am careful of not getting it on, my rug or the floor or something, because it can stain. So I just make sure that I'm on, I've got my toe up, I'm on the tile. I hold my toe up until it soaks in a little bit and then it's gone. But you guys, it never lasts that long on my skin. Especially when I put it on my skin with my Skin Glow, it instantly goes in and starts working. One fun fact is it depends on how well your liver is functioning is how quickly the color fades. So I would just say the best advice here for blue tansy and that blue color is just be mindful of how you're using it. If like for the feet, of course, you would be walking around. You guys, if you're bored and want to go see all of the reviews of all of the different testimonials, people were taking pictures of their feet and stuff, but it's a lot of fun. Okay, next one. Okay, Revitazen. So another question came in from Tammy that was, what is the difference between Revitazen capsules and Revitazen oil? Now, if you've been here with us for a really long time, that same question would come up often about Zendocrine. Zendocrine oils versus Zendocrine capsules. Now, the Zendocrine oil here has a really great combination of tangerine, rosemary, it's got geranium, ginger. It has really great properties and benefits that help to clean out. Like, this definitely is one of those cleanses that helps our bodies get to action and work more effectively, more efficiently. You can use this topical, aromatic, and internal. Of course, you can take it internally. And, so people will have different reasons that they love it. Like, I absolutely love the smell, but it's not one that I would put on before I go on a date night or go out to, a meeting or something. It's one that I would put on being mindful of, what do I want extra support with my body. Revitazen essential oil in the 15 ml is something that I partner with our castor oil on, I'm going to say probably three days a week. I'll put it on my castor oil pack. I'll put the oil on there. I'll put the castor oil, and then I apply it over my lower belly area. And I love being able to just wake up in the morning feeling completely refreshed. I know that it's doing extra work for my kidneys, my liver, and my lower GI. Revitazen oil you can put on topical. So a hack here is, if you have any kind of a skin disruption, whether it's a sore that won't, it's taking a little longer to get better, or maybe it's a blemish that keeps coming back or something, just open up that bottle, tap the top of it, and put it right on that area. Let it soak in and let it do its work. It is our largest organ, and Revitazen is fully intended to support our organs in functioning the very best way. So it only makes sense that this would work on something like that. You can see the capsules. So the capsules are different than the essential oil. The capsules are more like an herb. They have a lot more ingredients in them that helps us with our digestive system. So if you have somebody who has that doesn't go on a regular basis, you guys, this is something that can really help them get their body to eliminate on a more regular basis. I just had a gal reach out to me. She said, "How many of those capsules can I take a day?" And I'm like, always go by what's on the recommendation of the bottle, but you also get to listen to your body. There are times when I might take one in the morning and I might take two at the evening. Why I like taking them at night is that's because when my body is resting, it is able to work through some of the things that might have been holding it or stopping it up in the, during the day. It's just, you guys, this is really, really great for just all over wellness. If you know somebody who has a lingering cough maybe, or, just has something that just isn't going away, I highly recommend them getting on this and being very dedicated in using the product to get the best results. Another thing about this class, which is super awesome, is being able to point out some of the things, is this product and these oils only work if you use them. If they're sitting in a box somewhere collecting dust, it doesn't do you any good. Your body is not getting the benefits. And sometimes working through something is a little bit more, you need to be a little bit more diligent for a period of time. I've also known and discovered with my journey with doTERRA is there's times and seasons when I may be using certain products more, and then pretty soon my body no longer needs it. And so I'm able to cut it back or completely stop. You guys, this is a really great duo. The powerhouse. I'm going to look really quick and see if I can find the emotional benefit, because even though it's really great to support our organs, I'm sure maybe, I don't know. I'm looking through my book. I can't find the emotional benefit. I know there is one. So when we put up this recording, I will make sure I'm taking some screenshots and putting them in the comments so that you guys can see it even better. Okay, two of the oils that came up that I just did a little bit of highlight on because they are not available. I was just going through my stash of oils, and I have a big stash of oils, not because I don't use them, it's because I collect them and I never want to run out of them. And so if you know me, you know I have multiples of them in different places because I use them for so many different things. This is what I rely on for my personal well-being, emotionally and physical, as well as for my family. I found 2 bottles of dill that were stashed away, and I was so grateful because there are some recipes that I love to use when I've got my dill out. But let's see, we have Karen who asked specifically about Palmarosa, and then we had a couple people ask about dill. So Palmarosa, think of, we have super oils. So if you have geranium, the poor man geranium, the poor man's oil for geranium is geranium. The rich man's geranium is rose oil. And then in there you also have Palmarosa. Palmarosa is in between the rose and the geranium. It's known for its benefits for skin tissue, for cleansing, for cellular support, especially for hormone balancing. So this one is really great anytime you want to support your hormones. Maybe you have been, maybe you're going from one to the next, pre or pro or post menopausal. Palmarosa would be a great one. I have a son who absolutely loves diffusing it, and I'm not really sure. So it's the oil of activating charity. It helps us to have a more flexible heart, freedom of expression, being able to really say what's on our mind, and being able to expand, knowing that you do belong, that you are safe, that, there's some forgiveness on all areas, right? On all levels, all of us have some forgiveness, whether it's for ourselves or for someone else, or maybe a situation. So you guys, this one also has the ability to help us with our behavior, feeling less jealous. And so great ways to use this aromatic topical or internal would be in your diffuser, or being able to add it to, maybe you've got a roller bottle blend that you already absolutely love. Pop that top off and add 5 or 6 drops of palmarosa in there, and then you'll be able to get that benefit for longer periods of time. I love it. I was trying to describe or think about how I would describe the scent of palmarosa, and it doesn't smell anything like geranium or rose. So if you're not a rose or geranium lover, it's just a very soft, I'm going to say rose with maybe a wood base to it or something. Anyhow, if you have it, it's awesome. I do have a couple of these in my stock just in case, which I love being able to have. Now the next one is dill. So dill here is really great for your digestive support. Now, again, if you ever feel like your body's full of like air and it feels like you're that helium balloon that every time you eat, it just pumps up and you need to release that, dill is very good for that. Dill is also really great if you know somebody or experience Charlie horses. So for runners or people who are very active, sometimes they'll get, these sharp pains in their legs and things. You could, I'm sure you guys have heard people say, drink dill or pickle juice. Well, it'd be the same type thing, right? And so that pickle juice, but you've got a more concentrated delivery with our dill essential oil. This is something that I think is actually available in Mexico. And so sometimes you guys, or maybe in Germany, I can't remember, I saw it somewhere and I'm thinking, and the reason that some of these oils come out, there's a release, maybe it's for a short period of time, is because they don't have enough of it to supply to where it wouldn't be running out of stock all the time. And so that's why they'll give us these little, intros to it, or they'll have little special summer packs or different things like that, special promotions, so that if we are interested or want to enhance or expand our essential oil collection, we have that ability. Okay, now dill also, something really great is if you know somebody who's a nursing mama, they could apply it to the breast area, and that will help to increase milk supply. Now, while I'm on that topic, we also have fennel. So fennel and dill, both are for the same thing. If you have too much, then you would apply peppermint oil. That is there's one caution with peppermint when you're pregnant, and that is because peppermint oil can reduce the supply of lactation. So that's really good. So dill is the oil of learning. So I do have my book out with me. I just noticed that my camera's not on. Anyway, so dill supports individuals in learning new things, thinking rationally, and integrating different thoughts to coherent ideas. This oil is especially helpful for those who feel despondent, bored, disinterested in the learning process. It supports those who have a difficult time engaging, especially in the classroom. Dill helps those who may feel overwhelmed by too many ideas and too much stimulation. Okay, so that's just a small introduction of what dill is available for. And the whole time I'm looking at Diane going, you can relate to this being a school teacher and all of the things. It's like, okay, maybe we need to add dill to some of our diffuser blends when we're teaching, like rosemary, lemon, frankincense, oils of focus. You guys, this is really great if you know somebody who feels, super anxious, and that I love that overstimulated and frustrated. I know many times, especially if I've been in a training or different things, and I am that person who offers that feeling of overstimulation and giving too much information to people. And so wanting to have that mental clarity option. Okay, it is July 2026. If you're watching this replay, these products are probably no longer available for you, but we have a special promotion. I don't even know today. Let me. Okay, so it's the 14th. So we have one more day. If you are on rewards order, if your order ships of 125 or more, you will get a free bottle of Deep Blue. You guys, this little bundle of essential oil is amazing and worth every single penny per drop. It is a great value. You'll also receive in celebration for our 250th year anniversary this adorable little gingham waterproof bag. I love it. I ordered on a few people's accounts so I could get extra ones. We also have, while supplies last, a traveling sun care kit. There's nothing else like it on the market. It's amazing if you haven't tried it. This is a great way to get smaller bottles and be able to have those in your stash. We also have Endless Summer. We have the body mist, which, I have friends who just stock up as much of it as they can because they love it and they know it's a one-time a year seasonal offering. And then Shinrin Yoku, which is a new product. It's a new limited time offer. We have a beard and hair oil, and then also a absolute amazing body bar. I love it. I got all four of them and I'm on my second bar already. So it's worth getting, and these are limited products. All right, so you heard me talk about getting a free product. You guys, the only way that I order is through rewards, and I think most everyone who is here with us tonight does the same thing. When you order using rewards and you have 125 in your cart, or you purchase a wellness bundle any time of the month, you can qualify for that free product. Down below is the list is showing all of the essential oils that you get over a 12-month period, and believe me, every single one of those are first-hand reaches that are definitely not in my stash that's in a closet somewhere, but on my counter, in my bathroom, in my dresser where I can use them. When you first purchase your rewards order, if it's at 100 PV, you will get a free kit from doTERRA with all these fun little free gifts to sample and try. And then with the wellness bundle, you receive this little shaker bottle and a bottle of peppermint. If you guys have any questions about that, make sure you reach out to the person who invited you here tonight. And then my favorite thing about the rewards is not only the free product that I receive every month, but I also receive points for every dollar that I spend. And because I've been doing this and I have not missed a loyalty order in, I'm going to say 16 years. And I always make sure that I get that free product because I've been able to really increase and expand my essential oil collection that way. If it's something that I'm using on a regular basis, I love it because it's something else. It's a free gift, right? If it's something that I'm not using on a regular basis, it gives me the opportunity to share that with other people. And you can earn up to 30% back in points. You can qualify for free shipping. You can change when it ships, where it ships, how it ships every single month, or you can be like me and just set it and forget it. And then I just add in what I need before it ships. All right. Thank you for joining us, you guys. I hope that you were able to take a deeper look into some of the things that you may or may not be familiar with. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to open it up for questions, comments. If there's something that is in your stash that you're not used to, or if we talked about something that you're going, oh yeah, I have a testimonial on that. I'd love for you guys to share that with us now.
Hi, Haley.
Hi, Diane.
I added in just the first line on the emotional side of Revitazen, just FYI. I
Oh,
put
good.
it
Thank you.
in it. Yep.
Will
Yep.
you read that for us? It'll be on the recording.
Oh, sure. It's the oil of release and renewal, was created to support the body in releasing what it no longer needs by assisting the natural detoxification pathways, especially the liver, kidneys, and digestive system. This blend makes space for new vitality to emerge. But its reach goes deeper than the physical. This blend helps individuals release the emotional residue of old habits, toxic beliefs, and suppressed emotions that keep them stuck in cycles of depletion. So it ignites a bold spark for empowerment, reawakening the inner fire needed to step forward. So yeah, so you got the gist.
I
Unless you
love
want
that.
to read
I'm
the
just
whole.
looking in my book and I'm going, it's missing. Like that page is missing. So, Sarah, you're not alone on this journey.
Yeah. So
Thank
I
you.
think It wasn't, it's in 14. I don't know what edition you have, but it was the only new oil that year. So it's in edition 14 of the Essential Emotions.
It's so crazy. And when we were talking about it, I loved how when Diane read the emotional benefit for Revitazen, it really tied in with the physical benefits of our liver, our kidneys releasing what no longer serves us, kind of getting things moving, right? So I love that it's full circle. And I think that was one of the things when I really started learning more about essential oils because you guys, like you, well, I don't know if it's like you or not, but I knew nothing about essential oils. And so I needed to dig in and I wanted to research and I wanted to learn. And I did not miss a training or a call or a opportunity to go somewhere and learn because I was fascinated with just what we're talking about now. And that is, it can help us emotionally and physically. That is so bizarre. And it's so amazing at the same time. So thank you, Diane, for bringing that up for us.
Okay, fun fact. Thank you, Diane, for sharing that because I was going to say something about Revitazen, but now I'm going to pivot. So I had a gal that her mother died and she had some repressed anger towards her and she could not go to the bathroom. She's like, "Sarah, I'm beyond constipated. I don't know what's wrong. I'm doing all the things I've done for years." She's a loyal customer. And so we increased her Revitazen to 2 and 2, which is what I use for a flare, and she was able to let go. So that makes sense because she had some repressed anger and some stuff, and she needed to release it in more ways than one. 100%.
Amazing. Awesome. 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 So, Sarah, you were asking about celery seed. Is there something you'd like to add to that that I might have not highlighted?
No, you did great. The only thing, so my dad had, I, I asked about celery seed because I wanted a little bit deeper, but I understood it, majority of it, because my dad ended up having neck surgery and they went through his throat. And so he had an amount, like huge amount of scar tissue. And you had actually recommended celery seed for him. And the celery seed, he was taking a veggie caps, it wasn't working. And then he started just taking, he's like, "This is absolutely wretched, Sarah." But he was doing it and it actually deteriorated that scar tissue in his throat. So that was super cool. But yeah, it's huge for like esophageal stuff.
So was he putting it externally or he was taking it just drops under the tongue?
Under
What
his
a
tongue. And
brave
he
guy.
does
Brave.
not like that kind of stuff. And I mean, I'll just be transparent. He was doing it at night and chasing it with a shot. He's like, "I can't do this." Um, and then we got him to do it with some juice in the morning, but he was chasing it with some alcohol at night. But he got it down and it worked. Like the scar tissue, he's able to now swallow a lot of whole food. He couldn't swallow meat. Like it was this whole thing. But yeah, it's helped a lot.
So that mucus and that phlegm, and I'm just going to throw out there some of the damage that alcohol might have, because I've got another gentleman who comes in and he likes his drink, and he's all red and puffy in the face and all the things, and he's got horrible digestion. And so his wife is going, "Haley, can you please make him something that will help support him in this journey?" So I took with what I know about celery seed and that phlegm and that just discomfort all the way through the esophagus and that burning. I added, um, don't laugh, helichrysum, digesten, and celery seed. And we put it in a spray with honey so that he could spray in his throat. And he uses it and he still uses it. And what's funny is it's like I wasn't there one day and I had just made this concoction up thinking, "Oh, well, we'll try it and see what happens." He probably won't even use it because of the taste. And his wife is like, "I need some more of it, but in a bigger bottle." And then the girls are like, "What was in it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to have to like recreate this recipe." But you know what? That's what we get to do. And then now we did write it down because he is getting relief and stuff. So great, great testimonial. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, guys, anybody else have any questions about something that might be, tucked away in a box somewhere um, or what we've already talked about tonight?
I'd just like to throw in that if you have an oil and you haven't used it and you're all of a sudden you're drawn to it, look up the emotional side, look up the physical side, get yourself a good resource for both, for emotional and physical, and see why the universe is throwing it at you, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing. Good stuff. All right, you guys. Well, it's so much fun to see all of you guys here. And I know that it takes a little bit out of your evening, but hopefully you're going away with something that you didn't know before, some nugget of information that can, maybe it's not for you, maybe it's for somebody that you know and love. Remember that you can always catch these recordings on our YouTube channel at Haley B Essentials. Four or oh, I'm not even gonna try 7244 or something like that. Just search Haley B Essentials, you'll find it. And also, the recording will go up in our VIP Facebook group. Appreciate you guys and look forward to learning together more and more. All right, see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.